welcome. You're watching the Newshour Agenda. I'm Padmaja Joshi and I'd like to take a quick minute to thank you viewers. Last week was a very critical one. It was an election week and it's in that week that you decided to put your faith in us, in Times Now and in Newshour Agenda, keeping us way ahead of any competition. If today we are number one for election day and election week, it's thanks to you. Thank you very much for your trust and your viewership. Talking now, I want to start today with a rhetorical question. Did the BJP plot and plan the Mangaluru cooker blast? A blast that occurred in an auto rickshaw, injuring the driver and the passenger on the 19th of November this year. If the Karnataka Pradesh Congress Committee President DKS Shivakumar is to be believed, this blast was the BJP government's attempt to divert attention from Votegate, Congress's name for its deletion of names from electoral rolls charge. This declaration comes from a senior leader of a party who has undertaken Bharat Jodo Yatra, a journey that the party claims aspires to unite India, and now one of its leaders, who by the way walked with Rahul Gandhi, is he trying to whitewash a terror bit? For DK Shivakumar, the blast that could have ended up killing hundreds of people is maybe just a mistake.
The thing said there is a big terrorist. Who are the terrorists? Please let me know. What action you have taken? Who has declared? Who was the DG to declare himself that is the terrorist? Or Pulwama or anything? Nothing is there. Some fellow might have done some mistake, we don't tell. But how we are trying to project it?
Why do you think the government was doing that?
Why? Because the vote gate, they wanted to steal the votes in the history of Indian politics.
Now, this declaration of innocence comes as a complete contradiction to what the DGP of Karnataka, Praveen Sood, said. He confirmed just a day after the blast that it was an act of terror, and in fact, that's the reason why the NIA is probing the suspect Shareeq for his links with the Islamic State. However, in case you thought that this statement has been made in the heat of the moment without sparing a thought for the implications it could have, which is giving a clean chit to a man with clear terror connections, even in the past, here is what the KPCC chief has said when confronted.
Where the
BJP is behind it, sir?
Yes, see, they just try to blow it. They should have done an investigation, fair investigation. Let them do it, let them act, let them punish, let them hang whomever they want. When things of the entire vote system was being under theft, they just try to deviate. There was no need of the DG or the police reacting to it. There is a system.
Now, accused of plotting the blast, the BJP has retorted sharply. Remember, all of this is happening at a time when the elections in the state are just a few months away. And it's also coming at a time when there is a very restive part of the state where a certain vote bank is very important. Mangaluru, where this blast took place, is an area where the BJP and the Sangh Parivar enjoy a significant amount of support. Is this then DK Shivakumar's idea of trying to keep people in the region happy, never mind the cost?
DK Shivakumar, ಇದೊಂತರ ಸಿಲ್ಲಿ ಬ್ಲಾಸ್ಟ್ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿ ಒಂತರ
ಅವರು ಅಗ್ರವಾಗಿ ಮಾತಾಡೋದು ಅವರ ಅಭ್ಯಾಸ ಆಗಿದೆ. ಅದರ ಬಗ್ಗೆ ನಾನೇನು ರಿಯಾಕ್ಷನ್ ಕೊಡಲ್ಲ. ಅಲ್ಲ ಸರ್, ಒಂದು ರಾಜ್ಯಾಧ್ಯಕ್ಷರಾಗಿ ಬೇಜವಾಬ್ದಾರಿ.
What more they can appease? Every day they appease the minority or one or the other section of the vote, but still they are unable to get the votes. But at least he should have some concern about the people of Karnataka who have made him MLA and minister several times in the past. Have some gratitude, Mr. DK Shivakumar.
The matter and the probe has been transferred to the NIA. The NIA is investigating the matter. Even before a clean check can be given by the agencies, why is the Congress party so eager to give Islamist terror a clean check? Why is the Congress party having such double standards, and why is the Congress party soft on terror is the question that needs to be asked.
You're watching the News Hour at 10, debate number 1 on Times Now, Super Prime Time.
Joining us now on the debate, Sanju Verma, national spokesperson of the BJP, author Anurag Naidu, lawyer Ahmad Ayaz. My first question is to Lokesh Jindal, leader of the Congress. Mr. Jindal, when DK Shivakumar says it was a mistake, what was the intention? So the cooker bomb and the explosion was a mistake. What was the actual intent?
Good evening, Padmaja.
Good evening.
Now, here DK Shivakumar is being misinterpreted. When he said that the Mangaluru Blast, he was basically trying to criticize the politicization that is taking place.
No, he wasn't.
On this
No,
entire
he wasn't. Make no mistake about it. I think here's where you are making a mistake. He said, where is the big terrorist? Was this a Pulwama?
In the Mangalore,
Essentially what the former, essentially what Mr. Shivakumar is saying, it's not like a big blast happened and hundreds died, right? It was just one man in an auto who got injured.
Allow me to complete.
Yes, go on.
Now, on 18th of November, the Chilam Watergate scandal was out in the public. But then BJP, it simply suppressed it down. No media channel is discussing about it. Nobody is interested to know about it. What had happened was the government itself was hand in glove with a private agency called
Sir, that should be inquired. That is being inquired. And two people, when I last read about it, had already been acted against. Answer the question. My question is, if a man is traveling with a cooker which has and I quote, what did that cooker have? It has circuits, it has nut bolts. In his house, they found sulfur, phosphorus, batteries, circuits, nut bolts. Can you please tell me what exactly was Shareeq doing with sulfur, phosphorus, batteries, circuits and nut bolts? What was he making? He is not Pulwama bomber. He is not a big terrorist. He is just a poor boy. What was he doing with sulfur, phosphorus, batteries, circuits and nut bolts?
See, the NIA knows it the best. The Karnataka police knows it the best.
So if the Karnataka police know it the best, Karnataka police is saying Shareeq is a bomber.
But why is the political party politicizing the case?
Who's politicizing? Mr. Shivakumar is the one politicizing. The first thing that happened, Mr. Jindal, is that they took this case, said this man is a terrorist, he was trying to carry out an attack, he may have been in touch with IS handlers and gave it to the NIA. Now Mr. Shivakumar brings it in and says, this just could be a guy who made a mistake.
Let NIA come with its finding.
Then why is Mr. Shivakumar being super NIA and saying that this is a mistake?
Giving a cover up to the Watergate scandal.
Who is covering up? Mr. Jindal. Mr. Jindal. Mr. Jindal. Unless you are saying that Shareeq, over a period of several months, divined that there is going to be a Watergate scandal and he says just in case there is a Watergate scandal मैं कुकर रख लेता हूँ handy कभी भी कुछ भी हो सकता है एक कुकर घर में रहना चाहिए सल्फर और फास्फोरस के साथ
What is more important?
I mean, what kind of logic? But Sanju Verma, just a second. Is it curious that 6 months before elections, one blast happens and within a day, the top cop of the state says terror attack? That is suspicious. Within a day, how do you know? Sanju Verma.
You know, Padmaja, I'm not amused that the BJP is being put in the dockyard while it is the Congress and DK Shivakumar who need to be questioned for that utterly reprehensible, utterly shameful comment where the Congress High Command in Karnataka is trying to normalize an act of terror, is institutionalizing an act of terror by asking the BJP to give Mohammed Shareeq a clean sheet. And actually, what was the exact statement of DK Shivakumar? How can you call this man a terrorist? Do you think people are fools? Is this a terror attack? It was just a cooker blast. Is this a terror attack on the lives of Jammu, Kashmir, Mumbai, Delhi, Pulwama? So basically, जब तक 100 लोगों की मौत नहीं होती, DK Shivakumar के कलेजे में ठंडक नहीं पड़ती. Is that what DK Shivakumar is saying?
Lokesh Jindal.
Point number 2. Padmaja, I heard Lokesh Jindal for a long time.
Okay, go on, finish. Yes.
Thank you. As far as the Votegate scandal goes, none less than Basavaraj Bommai has ordered a probe in not just Mahadevpura, but in 28 assembly constituencies and both the Garuda app and the digital Samiksha app. There will be a probe conducted on both these apps. So please don't say that the BJP is trying to divert attention. We are actually doing the needful in terms of conducting a thorough probe. The State Election Commission is already on the job. I have this question to ask. Why is it, be it the 1921 Mopla genocide, 1946 Noakhali riots, 1984 anti-Sikh genocide, or the Kashmiri genocide of 1990s, Why is it that the Congress always has sympathy for genocide enablers? Why is it that you are always standing on the wrong side of the fence with the aggressor?
Lokesh Jindal, respond, and then I want to bring in Ahmad Ayaz. Lokesh Jindal. It's just a really sad pattern. If I could just limit myself to Karnataka for a while also, there was a MLA of the Congress in Karnataka, Lokesh Jindal, whose nephew went on Facebook and wrote some things because of which the MLA's house was attacked. It was burnt, sir. There were women inside. People surrounded it. People pelted stones. They set fire. What did the Congress do? They went against their own MLA. Instead of saying that here is a man who faced a threat to his life. Why? Why would you not want to call out?
First of all, I'll answer Sanju Verma's
terror enablers.
Statement that it was the Karnataka government which ordered a probe. No,
sir,
that's not the scenario.
First of all, this is a fallacious comparison. Sir, please do not drag that issue into this, because the very comparison is fallacious. To try and say that this man carried out a terror attack because there was a Votegate scandal happening on its own, it should definitely be probed. There is no doubt about it. Tell me, how is Shareeq connected to that story? Period. Why would you even link it?
What I want to say is nobody is shielding Shareeq.
But you are. The Congress state president has just called him somebody who made a mistake. His exact words are, Ahmad Ayaz, who is he? Is he a big terrorist? First of all, I did not know that there is some hierarchy of terrorists. That you are a big terrorist, then you are a mid-range terrorist, then you are a rookie terrorist, then you are like a daily wager terrorist. A terrorist is a terrorist. A man is carrying around a cooker bomb, he is a terrorist. Ahmad Ayaz.
To the Votegate scandal.
If you are saying, who is this man? Was this a very big terrorist? You are basically normalizing an actual act of terror.
In order to have a sati, they used to start beating drums.
Sir, one at a time, please. One at a time, Mr. Jindal. Yes, go on. Ahmad Ayaz. Ahmad Ayaz.
You see, to say that at this stage, to say that it was a mistake, as said by Shivakumar, or it is a case where not hundreds have died. I mean that's not right. You see, question is, it is a case where somebody has been found with a cooker bomb, and needs to be seen as to what exactly is it, and also to call it, to call it somebody particularly Sharif or this and that's a terrorist. I don't think that we should come to conclusions unless it is well proved. Yes, it is well. Some agency comes out with the investigation.
So, sir, just out of curiosity,
something has happened
let's
like
just show that
also,
picture of Shareeq, which was found from his home. Here is a man who actually posed over the years. There has been literature of radicalism which has been found from him. He has posed before he went in that auto rickshaw with that cooker in his hand and that gesture. When you say let's not hasten to call him a terrorist,
no, let me
what
also
should we hasten to call him? A man with a cooker. Because
also,
he has Rajma inside.
Why I said so?
He's a budding chef.
Why I said so? Because see, elections, Padmaja, why I said so? Because elections in Karnataka also around the corner. Karnataka being a very peaceful state, and particularly Bangalore, the capital of the state,
so
being extremely
put
peaceful.
Shareeq
And now that the elections are being around the corner,
before elections in Karnataka,
perhaps be there.
trying to carry out an attack like this.
Is needed.
Are you suggesting that the BJP has recruited Shareeq to carry out the attack? What are we actually questioning? The fact that this man is a terrorist, or the fact that who he was inspired by?
Yeah, what happens, we have mostly seen when elections are around the corner, such things have been happening. So as such, that element also, that factor cannot be ruled out. So that's what I say. Unless a proper investigation is done to come to a conclusion.
So, sir, come out in the open. When you're bringing in the election angle, you obviously have a conspiracy theory.
Let us wait
what is your theory?
And then say what is what.
What is your theory? Why would you connect this to the elections? What do you suspect?
No, anything can.
Anything क्या मतलब है?
Anything can be. Anything can be.
If you're making an assertion, it must be based on something, right?
That's what I say. unless there's an investigation done and with some agency, and the agency comes with a report, I don't think that we should.
Anurag Naidu, it's too soon to call him a terrorist.
Let us wait.
Anything is possible.
Yeah, I mean, Padmaja, look, I mean, as an analyst, it just makes me think, you know, that the gentleman is a leader of opposition here. He's a president of the state for the state unit. It is a so-called national party. And instead of saying that, you know, we all should support the probe against the perpetrator, and so much have been investigated already, not just by the Karnataka police, but also the NIA, and solid evidence, you know, of the perpetrators being found with explosives. And this all points towards something really concrete and meaningful. But I really don't understand the timing of this statement. I really, it makes me think, is it a minority appeasement? You know, it is at display. And also, let's understand, when we are questioning the quick action of the DGP or the quick action of the police, let's understand, over the last 1.5 years in Karnataka, there have been several incidences where the workers of BJP have been murdered, and there is always, the chief minister has kept the police on high alert, and as a result of it, they were prepared to break down or to crack down. Then that is the result why the results have been out so good and so quick. So instead of appreciating and backing the police, if you're trying to question that, I believe.
Interesting. So you're saying that the reason to bring up a comment like this and the timing is this your idea, the Congress's idea of vote bank appeasement, Lokesh Dindal? This kind of politics.
No, I mean, in fact, BJP has to answer this particular question, that why is it that just before elections, it carries out the Chilam vote scandal, and when it is caught red-handed at that point of time, suddenly it comes out with...
So you do know that Shareeq was arrested earlier in 2020 when there was no scandal and no vote scandal and there was no app. This man has been arrested earlier as well.
This incident is being politicized.
Or as according to your theory, in 2020 he was doing a dry run just in case BJP does a vote scandal in 2022.
Has the NIA submitted its report?
Padmaja, may I?
Then Mr. Shivakumar should wait for the NIA. If the NIA, like you rightly said, has not submitted its report...
We also wait for the NIA. And what is to be probed into is the Chilam scandal that has rocked Karnataka. But what are we discussing? We are discussing a scandal. We are discussing an incident which has not yet been probed.
Yes, sir, we should discuss it. We should discuss it because this would have taken the lives of people. While your scandal is extremely important to discuss, this is, and I say this with full responsibility, 10 times as important, because this could have cost the lives of hundreds of people in Mangaluru. And then you would be saying, oh, why didn't you prevent this from happening? Now that it has been prevented, you're like, who is this man? It could just be a mistake.
No. See, Padmaja, nobody is denying it, but NIA is proving
DK Shivakumar is literally denying it. Sir, are you in denial?
He outrightly stated that let the investigating agency carry out their investigation.
He did not say that. He did not say. Okay, can we just play DK Shivakumar again? Instead of beating around the bush with Lokesh Dindal, I think the proof of the pudding is in the hearing of what Mr. DK Shivakumar actually said. His exact words were, who is this man? Is he like a Pulwama bomber? Is he some big terrorist? Listen for yourself.
You tell me, you said there is a big terrorist. Who are the terrorists? Please let me know. What action you have taken? Who has declared? Who was the DG to declare himself that is a terrorist? Or Pulwama or anything? Nothing is there. Some fellow might have done some mistake, we don't tell. But how you are trying to project it?
Why do you think the government was doing that?
Why? Because the vote gate, they wanted to steal the votes in the history of Indian politics.
Lokesh Dindal.
Yes. You please play the second statement that he gave in front of the press when all the reporters, they asked him the question. Please play that video as well.
Unbelievable, sir. Unbelievable. I mean, you can go to any lengths to try and justify, with the greatest of respect, it seems that Mr. Shivakumar is in denial about what Shareeq wanted to do, and you are in denial about what Mr. Shivakumar is saying. He has no compunctions about making it clear what he thinks. Sanju Verma, respond.
Do not cover up the issue.
Sanju Verma, respond.
I did not heckle this man. I need my time. Thank you. I did not heckle anybody. I need my time. Thank you. You know, Padmaja, I don't want to go into the past, but let truth be told. December 19th, 2008, after Batla House encounter, Sonia Gandhi shed copious tears, not for Mohan Chand Sharma, who lost his life, that brave heart, but for Indian Mujahideen. Or, you know, 14 सालों के बाद, nothing has changed. Today, DK Shivakumar, due to the cooker blast that happened on November 19th this year, instead of lauding the Karnataka police, lauding the Karnataka DGP, who was quick to ensure that action is taken, and he clearly said, Praveen Sood, DGP Karnataka, that this was an act of terror. The act that happened on 19th November 2022, it was not just a cooker blast in an auto rickshaw. Mohammed Shareeq is a radicalized man who has faced 2 charge sheets, one in 2020, one in 2021, is currently on trial, is being probed by the National Investigative Agency, the NIA. And what do we have? DK Shivakumar is busy giving a clean check. I want to ask DK Shivakumar, vote bank politics is not being played by the BJP. Is it you, sir, who's playing vote bank politics by trying to shield a certain person because he belongs to a certain community?
It's indeed shameful that when you have a man who goes on a stabbing spree in Gorakhpur, we're suddenly told that he did it because he was bullied in college. Then we have a man who is found to be burnt. He has himself sustained burns because he was carrying explosives inside a cooker. And then we are asked, well, nothing actually happened. Nobody died. So how can you call him a terrorist? Well, we can call him a terrorist because he was caught in the act, and luckily for us, the act was thwarted. And if this is the level of politics we start doing, tomorrow, God forbid, India's enemies think that we are a soft target, we will have nobody to blame but ourselves. Thanks very much, all gentlemen. Sanju Verma for joining me.